lot of trips. I haven't taken a trip. I don't think I've taken a trip for about 30 years, actually. I don't take too many trips. The great state of Michigan is going to tell crooked Joe Biden, you're fired. Get the hell out of here. She's a horribly corrupt attorney general, and it's all having to do with election interference. It's an honor to do business, and we have to bring that back. For them to come in and take advantage of our country.
Donald Trump's Michigan speech. During a campaign event on Saturday, Donald Trump angrily blasted a New York court who had ordered him to pay $354.9 million in penalties for lying to lenders about his true net worth. He called the ruling a ploy to interfere with elections. Speaking to supporters for the first time since Justice Arthur Engoron penalized him severely financially on Friday, Trump asserted without evidence that the judge was a member of a left-wing plot to prevent him from winning the presidency in the future. These repulsive abuses of power are not just an attack on me, they are an attack on all Americans, declared the former Republican president, who was the leading candidate for his party's White House nomination, addressing a gathering in Michigan. Additionally, Trump reiterated his deception that election fraud was the reason he lost to Democratic U.S. President Joe Biden in the 2020 contest.
The great state of Michigan is going to tell crooked Joe Biden, you're fired. Get the hell out of here. Mail-in voting is totally corrupt. Get that through your head. It has to be. The votes, and they spend a lot of time on raking and cleaning and doing things, and they don't have any problem. He's a showboat. He's a grandstander. The FBI has been in turmoil. You know that. I know that.
Additionally, Engoron placed a 3-year prohibition on Trump's ability to hold an officer or director position with any New York corporation. Regarding Trump and his fellow defendants, the judge stated their complete lack of contrition and remorse borders on pathological. Over the course of a decade, Trump and his family businesses were charged by New York Attorney General Letitia James of inflating their net worth by as much as $3.6 billion annually in order to deceive bankers into offering him better loan terms. Shortly after Nikki Haley, his final opponent for the Republican presidential nomination, finished her speech in South Carolina, Trump spoke. Haley wasted little time in taking aim at Trump on Saturday morning following Friday's decision, which dealt him another blow in a lawsuit dispute that could potentially jeopardize his real estate enterprise. In addition, Trump is facing 4 state and federal criminal prosecutions, one of which is set to begin in New York on March 25, and is related to alleged payments of hush money to a porn star. In other words, Trump will be the first former president of the United States to face criminal charges. Haley regularly claims that Trump is followed by chaos and that his numerous legal issues prevent him from being a successful president or candidate. He has court dates in March and April. He will appear in court in May and June.
But we want to win November 5th. November 5th, we're going to get this guy out. 3 years ago, we were a great nation, and we will soon be a great nation again. It was hardworking patriots like North Korea make any more threats to the United States. They will be met with fire and fury.
He admitted to Fox News that he would be spending more time in court than on the campaign trail, Haley remarked. Following his recent victories in the Iowa, New Hampshire, and Nevada primary contests, Trump is on the verge of securing the Republican presidential nomination and the possibility of facing Biden again in the general election. One crucial battleground state that could influence the result in November is Michigan. This year, Michigan Republicans will choose their presidential delegates in a caucus on March 2nd, in addition to a primary on February 27. In an attempt to build momentum in the state, Trump encouraged his followers to enter the nomination processes. Trump, however, gave the audience both the right and wrong dates, continuing his campaign to undermine Biden's intelligence and tendency for casual errors. Remember that Tuesday, February 27th, is the primary. To set the stage for November, we must cast our votes. Vote now, November 27th, said Trump. In addition, Trump restated his intention to do away with early voting and disparaged Democratic-favored mail-in voting. Republicans have expressed concern that Trump's resistance to mail-in voting may deter party members from using their right to vote. Voting via mail is utterly corrupt. Get that out of your mind, Trump remarked.
Where the hell did you get the cash? You know, what a lot of bullshit. Motor City and made America into the greatest and most powerful nation anywhere in the world. It's an honor to do business in there. We have to bring that back. For them to come in and take advantage of our country.
Prior to his Michigan event, Trump made an appearance at a sneaker convention in Philadelphia, where he introduced his own line of gold-topped sneakers featuring American flag insignia. Trump declared, "I've wanted to do this for a long time," before he urged youth to cast their ballots. Haley has declined to step down despite the lack of a clear route to the Republican candidacy. She is perhaps making her final fight in her home state of South Carolina, where Trump is leading her in opinion polls, and the state's primary is scheduled on February 24. Haley also criticized Trump at her rally on Saturday night for his silence following the passing of Russia's most well-known opposition figure, Alexei Navalny. Trump neglected to bring up Navalny at his rally in Michigan once more. According to the Russian prison administration, 47-year-old Navalny passed away at the Polar Wolf Arctic jail on Friday. President Vladimir Putin of Russia was held responsible for the death by the West, including Biden. Leaders in the West did not provide proof. Speaking to a gathering in Irmo, South Carolina, Haley charged that Trump had previously gotten close to Putin. The address Trump gave on February 10th, in which he declared that he would encourage Russia to do whatever the hell they want to any NATO member that did not pay enough on defense, was another reference she made. Trump is siding with a thug who kills his own political opponents, Haley stated. A deep dive into recent events. Donald Trump's speech in Michigan on Saturday night sparked a heated debate among the nation's citizens about his handling of substance misuse and racism. He compared himself to Al Capone and was criticized for his strange and insane behavior. Trump also attended SneakerCon in Philadelphia, where he attempted to sell $399 worth of Trump-branded shoes, but was heckled by the crowd. In a subsequent speech in Michigan, Trump combined substance misuse and racism, causing a lot of emotion and causing a rift between the two. He also addressed the issue of no one wanting to buy electric cars, a fact that has been a significant issue for many people. Trump's corruption and his role as a Manchurian candidate further fueled the controversy. During the speech, Trump was asked to provide a reason why people should not buy electric cars in the U.S. The crowd was filled with questions about his background and his connections to various countries, making it difficult for Trump to understand the implications of his actions. Donald Trump has been a controversial figure in recent years, with his speeches often focusing on the negative aspects of the environment and the economy. He has been known to call his friends D and Donnie, and he has been unable to call them D for 20 years. He also criticizes Joe Biden for lacking vitality and the White House's reliance on cocaine.
Don't be rude. Don't be rude. No, I'm not going to give you a question. I'm not going to give you a question. In one voice, our nation must condemn racism, bigotry, and white supremacy. Getting a good picture, everybody, so we look nice and handsome and thin.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Yeah.
During his speech, Trump bragged about being fined $355 million for doing things correctly, which he believes is how the system works. He also criticizes Teague Carroll, claiming that she will likely bring another defamation suit against him due to his actions in Michigan. Trump also attacks The Wind, slandering the victim of his physical attack, who he has previously been found accountable for defamation in the sum of $83.3 million. He claims he was punished $355 million for doing things correctly. Trump claims that the verdict against him will force businesses to leave New York State, resulting in tens of thousands of jobs being taken with them. He also attacks judges and yells about the value of Mar-a-Lago, a highly valuable real estate in Palm Beach, Florida, which was worth $18 million. The largest broker in Florida remarked that they should wait until they hear about an unconstitutional gag order, fearing that they will realize the corruption of the justice system after hearing him out. Trump claims that bankers who worked on the loan deals that were discussed referred to him as a whale, referring to him as a highly sought-after whale. This is unclear, but it seems that they meant the second option. Trump's comments about taking advantage of the country are confusing and offensive. It is an honor to do business in the U.S., and businesses should be held financially responsible for their actions. Trump is currently seeking a third term in office, having won twice before. The advertising that right-wing networks ran prior to the rally looked old and bizarre, like an old Twilight Zone. The Republican Party is now performing poorly, with right-wing networks running their own political advertisements for their major sponsor. Trump's claims that voting is entirely dependent on votes and that the Michigan primary should be held on November 27 are debunked, as they claim that voting is a matter of the ballot. The New York Times has also disqualified President Biden from supporting him, stating that there is nothing normal about his behavior and that he should not be in any leadership position in any organization.
She's a horribly corrupt attorney general, and it's all having to do with election interference. I thought it was more befitting for Joe, because he's the most corrupt president we've ever had. He's a Manchurian candidate, actually. A lot of trips. I haven't taken a trip. I don't think I've taken a trip for about 30 years, actually. I don't take too many trips.
The pro-democracy community at Midnight Touch Network, made up of Democrats, progressive, liberals, independents, mainstream Republicans, and conservatives, is united in their fight against the Republican Party's attempts to give Trump access to nuclear codes for life and death decisions. They believe that promoting normalcy, democracy, and defending the Constitution jointly is crucial to preventing such actions from happening. By working together, the pro-democracy community can work more towards a democratic and fair election process. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.